I'm Dylan Black. You know what? A very unique festival is coming for the first time here to Ottawa. And we're going to find out more about the Ottawa Podcast Festival. Right now, joining us, we have Elise Guest joining us. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having us.
And you're the co-host of the Rabbit Holes podcast, co-founder as well of this festival. And wouldn't you know it, Andrea Pinsent-Martineau is here as well. Same title.
Yes.
Same title, correct? Which is very cool. So can I ask you then, Andrea, what is your podcast all about, the Rabbit Holes podcast?
It's not really about anything specific. It's we take on random topics that usually results in what we fell down that week. So it's those internet rabbit holes, something that might start like a lady who is wedding crashing and stealing gifts, and how that sort of spirals into wedding traditions and all sorts of things that come out of that one article or that one topic that we just absolutely find fascinating.
And would it be just conversation between the two of you and your views and thoughts?
Well, we prepare a story, so we do 2 stories at episode. So I'll prepare a story on whatever topic I found fascinating and some notes, and then we'll have some banter about it usually. And then Elise will follow up, and we usually take turns, whoever goes first. But yeah, that's usually how it works. And we don't pre-plan it, but it tends to have at least tie in a little bit. There's been some questionable ones,
Yeah. We don't know what the
Nice.
other person's doing, but somehow there's always a connection somewhere.
Okay. So Elise, why did you decide to create this festival? It's the first ever coming to Ottawa.
Yeah, so we're fairly new. We're just coming up on our first year anniversary, and I was looking for opportunities to promote our show, to start growing our audience, and I was looking for a podcast festival in Ottawa, and Ottawa's the festival city, so I figured there had to be one, but there wasn't. So we both have event planning experience and figured, why not just do it ourselves?
Okay. So how does it work exactly then, Andrea? Because there's 9 podcasts in total, correct?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so what is happening at this podcast festival? Because people must be like, well, usually you listen to a podcast, but you're actually inviting people to come watch podcasts.
Yeah, so everybody is going to do a little, about a half-hour segment? Hour segment. And they're going to just basically do a version of their show, but live, sort of like a live comedy show. We've got everything from true crime to comedy to lifestyle to music. So it's just going to be a version of their episode.
Okay, and it's happening August 24th at Live on Elgin, so coming up very soon. How did the shows get selected? Because there's lots of podcasts out there.
Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised when we had about 30 shows put their name in, so Ottawa-based shows. And so the organizing group, which was Andy and myself, and then JP and Lisa, who are from Pop-Up Podcasting, we all had a chance to take a listen to each of the shows and then rank them 1 to 10. And then it was really a math equation after that, and who got scored highest, and those first 9 slots went to those 9 people.
Okay, so Andrea, you did mention some of the topics, but can you specifically name some of the podcasts that will be on hand?
So coming on Sunday will be ourselves, as well as Do We Still Like This, Life in Red, the country music. Oh. Now you're putting me on.
Well, there's a lot of shows.
There's a lot of shows, and I'm like, is it too country music?
So there's lots of shows coming.
There's a lot of shows.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And can I give a shout out to Life in Red, Ryan Forsyth? So I've actually been on that podcast. He's a great guy, works with me at the radio station, so I can vouch for this fella. It's
He's
going to be a lot of fun. He's very good. So would you like to grow this festival, obviously? I mean, you're working on year number 1, Elise, but what are the plans moving forward?
Absolutely. So this year is really a proof of concept year to see if there is interest, and the first kind of hurdle was passed when there turns out to be over 30 podcasts in Ottawa alone. So that's the one half of it. And the second half is to make sure that there's enough of an audience interest to come in and see the shows. After that, I would love nothing more for it to be a large festival with, if not every show in Ottawa getting a slot, then most of them, even drawing shows from outside the city, outside the country, and really making it a destination festival for podcasters.
Can I ask you, do you know of any of these festival like this anywhere in the world? Because, I mean, that's really putting you on the spot for sure, but this is very unique.
Well, I know there's Hot Docs in Toronto. They have a podcast arm to them. I think there's one out in Vancouver as well, but it's a fairly new medium. It's growing exponentially every year, but it's really a new art form, I want to say, that's taking place.
Okay. And it's a very long day in a good way. It's 12 hours?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Very cool. Quickly, Andrea, about a minute left here. I just want to find out, because you're here, let's plug the Rabbit Holes podcast, some upcoming topics.
So, as I said, I'm going to be doing weddings next week. This week, we are talking about true crime. We just did a whole topic on our favorite TV show, Golden Girls.
Yeah, nice. The Arthur
Exactly.
forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it still
that's
holds
fine.
up.
Still holds up, no doubt about it.
So it's
30
hard
seconds.
for us to tell you about what will be on the show because we don't really know ourselves until a day or so before when we're prepping
Yeah.
our notes. It all depends on what's out there on the internet that day.
How do you get tickets for this event coming up?
Our website is www.ottawapodcastfestival.com. The tickets are there. They're $20 a piece, and that gets you in the door at 1 o'clock and in and out privileges. So
Amazing.
$20 for an entire day of entertainment.
The very cool live on Elgin, 220 Elgin Street. Thank you very much, Elise and Andrea, for being here.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Best of luck with your podcast festival. More daytime coming up on Rogers TV.